Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to explore a very good tool. It's called Gradio. This tool is an open source framework which is used to develop the UI with very minimal to no coding involved there. As a matter of fact, if you go to the quick start, they have specifically mentioned you don't need any prior experience with UI development technologies that include JavaScript, CSS, the hosting, all the major chunk of the big rocks where we spend time as a developers. They have already been taken care by Gradio, and it's a complete abstraction for a developer. What does that mean is we just need to tell what kind of input elements do we need and just specify which function need to be invoked. That's it. And the remaining thing will be taken care by the Gradio. It works very similar to the applets, like if you compare with regular web application, we have server side and we have the client side. So the client side that is running into the browser, and in the browser we have HTML, we have CSS, and through um, jQuery or JavaScript, we make a call, REST calls to the backend, and then backend serve the content. That is one model. But the second model is if you compare it with thick client like Java applet or those kind of stuff, within the UI itself, we are able to make the call to the backend. This serves with the second example, this serves as the backend connectivity through the UI directly bind these elements with the backend functions. Amazing. And if you see, we spend a lot of time doing the initial development, writing into like Angular or those kind of stuff, and then invoking the services and then creating the workspaces to make the links available for external users. Since we are in the beginning of the project, we don't even know what kind of feedback will be coming from the stakeholders. This tool quickly build the UI so we can get the early feedback from the customer, and based on that, going forward, we can go and develop more and more to it. This is amazing. As a matter of fact, this application itself, they have given a playground along with examples, so we can play around all the UI gadgets and then try the exercises. And then you know what, we are going to look into more the scratch pad where through drag and drop also we should be able to create the UI elements there. Before we start, one important element is it something strictly related to AI ML? For the most part, that's the ground, but as a matter of fact, any Python function can be invoked through Gradio. So even for regular day-to-day coding, when you are doing for a project which is not necessarily AI ML, Gradio could be used over there. Because at the end of the day, you just need to follow the service contract agreement. As long as it follow the input-output signature format, you should be able to invoke the function there. All right. If you go to quick start and go down there, I would like to go through three main sections there. The first one is how to do the installation. Super easy. We just need to use one command. It's a Python package pip install, and then just the name of the package is Gradio. That's it, and it is ready to use there. Second thing is if you want to share the link, it will create a link, and that is accessible to all the stakeholders, and that is good enough for the development or maybe lab environment there. Once you are settled with the whole application and ready for the production ready, then the permanent solutions are available. You can use your own hosting system, or since it's part of the Hugging Face spaces, you can get the hosting solution from there as well. Before I go further, I really want to read some of the comments from the end user, and it's very interesting information. For example, if you see one of the user, they mentioned for our first million users, this was good enough. That means the links we are sharing, that kind of stuff, this is scalable. So it's not like just like one or two user. Even if you're stakeholder or you want to do the beta testing and those kind of stuff, this should be good enough to serve the need there. All right, now I'll go to the playground section. This is amazing. If you see the left side, they have given all the features and how to use that one. I let's start with the basic signature. If the way it works is if you have any function, like for example, greet, that's a function written in Python. We just need to import this Gradio and then gr.interface and then give the list of interface which need to be created there, which could be a combination of input form elements, text boxes, labels, yeah, radio buttons, all HTML, pretty much all the standard HTML input gadgets they are covered. In addition to that, they also have a rich library of the custom component, which include like sliders, date and time pickup, PDF viewer, you name it. Pretty much all the components they are available there. The only thing as a developer we need to remember is we just need to make sure when we say for the interface which function should be called. For example, we need to say fn is equal to grade. What input need to be provided? It could be more than one input, but just need to remember the number of parameters you are giving in the function and the number of parameters you are giving at the calling end, they should match. And same is the case for the output, the number of parameters, the response you are returning from the function, that should match with the output. That is the actual service agreement, how this communication is going to work there. Once you're done, you just run it, and at runtime it will show you, for example, here we are just saying input is equal to text box, and it shows the text box there, and the output is also text box, so that is also shown over there. That's a very basic example. Whatever you type here, it will pass to the create function, and then whatever is returned, that will be shown over here. So if you go here and just type, let's say Wasim, and then submit, and it is going to show hello Wasim. So look at this, even though it looks like a client-side technology, but this function that is written inside the Python, so that's how this communication is happening there. That was very basic. Now we will continue with few more example, and let's say if we go to another one here. So hello name, and then we have input, output, and then the button is there. This is pretty much same which we already saw. Let's see some more relatively difficult example. So if you go here, toolbars, uh, yeah, right. You see that's a good example. So here we have name, age is equal to 20, and it is equal to male. All right. So this is, yep, you can choose one of these. So this is just an example. You can have a combination of input form elements that include uh, something. Yep, I need to choose one of the predefined thing. In the gender, it has to be capital M or F, or the predefined values are given there. I need to choose one of these there. All right, anyways, submit, and that will show the values there. Let's see a few more examples. If you see, for example, text calculator, this is a very good example. This is relatively bigger, uh, covering more input elements. So if you see income, that is going to be some random number. The person is married. Item purchased. Item one is going to be computer. Cost is going to be $600. And then you submit it, and then it's going to calculate that. So again, you see one of the, in the radio button, in this group only one value can be selected. That is one combination, and you can also have a checkbox which could be checked or unchecked, or you can create a group with multiple values selected or single value selected there. um, Similarly, in the input box, you can have like a single line or multiple line, those kind of stuff. Number of lines can be specified there. So it's comparable to regular HTML, the metadata, the details, the specs, they are very similar to standard HTML there. I want to show you one more thing before we further there. There is a scratch pad. If you are comfortable, you can also, so one option is you need to write a little code and then follow this format to see the output. Second option is you can do the drag and drop kind of stuff. So for example here, you can just do the sketch, and if you click on the text box, it is going to put the text box element here, and then if you go to the left side, it is going to give you uh, the properties there. So you can say f name, that will be for the first name, and then the value, and then the type, and then for example we want to put the caption and the placeholder. Let's say placeholder, we can say first name, and the label we can say, yeah, first name, something like that. You see here, it is updated there. Similarly, how do you want to bind this UI element with the function? So you click on the plus function and it is going to bind there, and it'll continue doing the wiring of the UI elements. That's also one way whereby using the sketch, you can do the drag and drop and then set the properties. And once you're ready, then you can go and copy paste the code to your regular files here. All right, that's one way. Now coming back to this, let's see a few more use cases where we are. Let's go back here. Uh, what is the so basically what is the overall advantage? The thing is we are trying to do the prototyping, fast prototyping, get the customer feedback, and then make it production ready, and then move to your own environment, or then use the Hugging Face or something like that. No development is needed, sharing is easy, support any kind of function. If you want to integrate this into your existing UI application, um, Gradio has given integration JavaScript library. You need to put that into your existing HTML code, and you should be able to invoke Gradio functions through that library and then integrate with the existing application itself. Um, and another thing is for the collaboration piece, this is you are sharing the links, and the link is accessible within your organization and outside the organization as well. You can do different settings, and that's again very very good feature there. And the next thing is um, this has a very active community. More and more custom component and those things are being added. So whenever you visit there, you will see more. The list is being increased and they are very well maintained. If you find a defect or something, you can go on to report into the defect category here also. Um, that is also like you find an issue, report it over there. You want to play around with the playground here, right here. That's one way. Basically, if you go on the top, new demo, you can write the code yourself. That is one way. And the second option is, if you want, you can go back to your own. Let me bring mine. Jupyter Lab, and we can write the code there. It's the one and same thing. Let me try to do the Jupyter Lab. Okay, so right now I'm in my Jupyter Lab, and let's see if you see the hello world. Uh, just go here, and if you run it, this is the same thing. Submit. I will show it. That's the easy one. And then I also try to create a little bigger. I was just trying to explore different options, just randomly putting some UI elements. So try to explore how these things work, but it's pretty straightforward. Let me run that one. Yep. So this one is the text box. Then instead of putting the text box for the age, the number thing, I put a slider. You can specify what is the min value, what is the max value, that kind of stuff. So text box, slider, and then just asking some random questions. How many miles you ran today? So the number of miles, let's say 5 miles. And then the next question is, did you take a protein shake today? Yes, no. That is a form of check boxes, yes or no. And then another example commonly used, that is for the radio buttons. Out of this group, you need to choose one value. It could be like male, female, something like that, right? The moment you check the second one, that will disappear. So it's like a one group there. Pretty standard stuff. Then again, some more checkboxes, and then out of this group, yeah, next is you can choose more than one value. Here, let's say for example, miscellaneous activities today. Did you read a book today? Yes. Did you eat an apple today? Yes. Did you eat 20 almonds? Okay, I did. 20-minute dead hang today. 30 minutes biking. Just choose yes, no, that kind of stuff. And then when you click on the greet button, it is going to pass all these parameters to one function greet. As I said earlier, as long as the service contract, the number of parameter input parameter should match. So all the input I collected is passing it over there, and then I'm just doing some massage for these different values and printing it as a quick summary. What did you enter over there? This is a great tool. As a matter of fact, I am really impressed, as it's going to be very helpful. And going forward in some of the examples we are going to use for AI ML, we are going to use it and continue to explore more. Thank you very much.